everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 537. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I am Mako-chan.
And as soon as Ichigo gets her Bluetooth up and running, actually, I think she's here. Once she gets her Bluetooth up and running, she will introduce herself as Ichigo Gami. So I think that'll kind of sort of do for now. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So, Mako, how are you doing tonight?
Not bad. I was hanging out in my little office for a little while before the show, and my new cat Cassie came out to say hi, and she booped me, and she was just coming out to, just say hi, and so I'm excited because she was she's still skittish, but she's, I guess, getting over it, being as shy as she was.
Gotcha.
So it's a plus, yay!
That works. Let's see.
Yay for new toe beans!
There she is! Hey, Ichigo!
Yeah, for some reason my microphone was not connected to my computer, and I was like, that's great. I love that. That works great for me.
After all the chaos you went through to get your baby back.
Oh no, my computer is still broken. Like, it's still in pieces. I don't know. Yeah, I'm from my laptop, babies.
Oh,
I'm from my laptop again. Hi guys. Hi everybody.
Okay, for a second I thought you were really mad at the joke I said to you.
Oh no, I didn't even see it. Honestly, I was making spring rolls. I was very distracted and shoving food in my face.
That's always a good thing, shoving food in thy face.
Yes.
Because when you said, "Can I be a picture tonight?" I said, "No, just photograph, just so I could play Def Leppard."
There you go.
and then Mako suggested Nickelback instead.
Oh yeah. Look at this graph.
Both.
And for any of my lovely followers, surprise! I know I'm taking this week off from the channel, but surprise appearance on Anime Jam Session.
Achievement unlocked.
There you go.
And then again, both bands are good, so why not?
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. So, we are live tonight, week of March 8th, 2022, right here on Twitch TV. You can find us here Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, which should eventually change to Eastern Daylight Time, probably within a week or two, And you can always find us here at that time slot here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, where you can find out more information about them at vognetwork.com. And they also participate on Twitch as well. You can find them at Twitch TV/VOG Network, where you're also watching us via the syndication feed there. They kick things off on Sunday nights with the Barbie Blackwolf show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And don't forget to come hang out with us in our Discord, vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's been a part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, leave some news for us. It's going to be a good old-fashioned fun time, so yeah. Unfortunately, Ari is out tonight, evening shift, but he should be back next week as we get on the road for Conventions 2022. Try to breathe it in the best you possibly can. So, now that we got that out the way, we're going to go around the room, ask everyone about their week and day. Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Not bad. I took myself a 3-day weekend I was supposed to be doing the flooring in my place, right. But time-wise that didn't work out because my mother is helping me and she was by herself with the dogs all weekend, so she couldn't put the time without the dogs, away from the dogs that much.
No, I totally get it.
So instead, we took 3 days to put shelving up in my living room, we went and bought the shelves, and then I had to paint them, and then we, hung them, and then the next day got crap up. And I realized just how many pop figures I have. And this is me who, when pop figures first came out, said, they're stupid. I'm never going to collect them. And now I have 50 of them.
Yes, you do. 50.
Yeah. Yeah, and the collection continues to grow. So I guess never say never.
You think?
But yeah, so the shelf that her and I thought were gonna be good for a lot of my stuff basically fit my current collection of pop figures, a couple of smaller figures, and then I have room for maybe another 10-ish figures of some sort. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I may space things out a little bit more and put some smaller figures, some plushies, something like that. But I haven't even gotten into the figures that I have that aren't boxed.
Jesus.
So yeah, I am completely and utterly amazed at just how much crap I have. I've been collecting this stuff for, over 20 years, and I'm finally in a place that I can display it all. But yeah, I have a feeling that I'm gonna need more shelves.
Well, I will say I like how you have your shelves. A part of me wants to do that in this apartment, but at the same time, given how weak the walls are in here, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I mean, most of the shelves that we put up, we did have to get mollies and screws because there was no wood behind it.
Yeah.
But I know that your walls are, I guess, on the thinner side.
Not just that, it's some type of bullshit plywall type shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could probably get away with going for multiple small shelves instead of doing, one giant shelf like I did. Because most of the shelves, while it is sectional to go around the ceiling, they are still 8-foot boards.
True.
So, each one of them has 4 brackets with 3 screws holding it up.
Right.
So if you went for something a little bit smaller, you would probably be able to get away with it if you did like a couple of 2-foot shelves.
See, I would probably do the shelving like you had in your old place,
Mm-hmm.
That I know I have to do in my little kitchen so I can have a spice rack again, so
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I've got those up in my room right now and trying to figure out what's going to go on them.
But let me, if I could show on the camera real quick if it'll work. Like up there, up in the corner. All right, I'm going to describe this for those of you who are listening on the podcast. I have pointed my camera towards the back area of my small studio apartment, smaller than a studio, smaller than an efficiency. But I have the camera pointed up to the bulkhead where I have 5 amiibos, 2 Sailor Venus wands, 2 Sailor Venus pen, mechanical pen and pencil, a Sailor Venus fork and spoon kit, a Sailor Moon Supers can opener, a Sailor Venus keychain, a May keychain, an imported Princess Daisy Hot Wheels car I got from Australia, the Luigi car I got from Mako, and basically with our back to us, Stocking Anarchy. All of that's being held up by push pins. Because that's how kind of sort of weak the walls is around here. I mean, it's just so crazy that... let's see, hold on for a second here.
Okay, so you're here.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. Skype decided to kick me out. It was like,
Skype
you are no
kick-
longer cool. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Skype kicked Ichigo and you froze.
What the hell? All right. What was the last thing I was saying?
I don't know. You pointed, you said something about a Sailor Moon something, and that was it.
All right. I will do it again. Up on that wall there are a bunch of my anime gear, and it's all being held up there with push pins because that's how weak the walls are, okay? That's how weak. I mean, you don't want to see the holes that I made just to put this curtain up and other stuff just to make it work, okay? So, yeah. And I know not everyone likes Skype, but until Discord supports NDI, this is what we got. Let's see. Enough about that. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mako. Please continue.
No, I mean that was it.
Okay.
Other than I took the 3 days off to do my floor.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't able to do that. But it was still a good thing that I ended up having to take Monday off because my brakes started grinding.
Again?
So yeah, that happens occasionally. So I had to take my car into the shop and needed new brake pads and new rotors.
Mm.
So $600 gone.
Damn, son.
Yeah, and that was actually being saved to pay for a new door.
Whoops.
Because from the sunroom going into the living room, there's that open door.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that there had been a door there, and I want to put a door up just to help with the heat and the AC situation and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the curtain that's there gets to stay there a little bit longer.
That really sucks. I hate it when car stuff like that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's luckily I had the money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had other uses for that money.
It's always when you have it saved up, isn't it? It's always everybody in chat chime in on this. It's like whenever you have that little bit saved up is when shit hits the fan.
Let me guess, it went into the Mako-chan needs another tattoo fund.
No, it went into my car.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying you pulled the money from that. You went into
the money was for house stuff.
Okay.
She just said it was through the door, Ron.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying she pulled the money from.
You're just trying to make a joke of like, yes, Mako, you need more tattoos. You shall become Ripley's Believe It or Not most tattooed Mako.
Well, I do still have to continue working on my evolution leg. But yeah, no, that was specifically for home stuff because March there are 3 pay periods. So the first pay period I was going to use to, help with the house and do things around here. And yeah, instead that went to my car. I did, however, I ended up purchasing, or I should say I commissioned the lovely ladies at Starlit Creation. They're making me a new knife block for my kitchen.
What?
And that knife block happens to be Deadpool's head.
Oh, Lord.
So I will have a Deadpool bust with knives sticking out of it as my knife block.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, when I was talking to them about it, they're really excited to do it. Obviously, they are geeks, and being able to completely do this is, they're really excited. But yeah, so I was told by Yaten that it is going to be a 41-hour print, and that's the low estimate. She said that once it actually gets into the program and they get that estimate, that I'm probably looking at like a 50-hour print for his head. So yeah, once I have that, I will be able to show him off, and then if anybody wants one, you guys can, order from the lovely ladies. But I'm definitely looking forward to having my Deadpool knife block.
Sounds good.
I'm excited.
I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ichigo, how was your week? How was your day? How have you been?
Yeah, so Skype bullying me. And then, I guess this week has been kind of chaotic. So, for those who have been on the channel, if you're in the Discord and stuff, you know that, I sew a lot, okay? So, I ended up impulsively going to an industrial machine giveaway and claiming 2 new machines for myself. However, my house is already full of stuff. So currently this week is going to be chaotic, me emptying out my stash of things and consolidating stuff and all that kind of stuff in order to get these 2 machines into my house. And for anybody who sews or is a sewing nerd or a cosplayer, I am looking at currently a marrow machine and an industrial serger. So sewing porn for all of those. Now, as far as everything else is going, I have been fighting with my computer. The tale of woe that I've had. And I finally got my bracket today, which was another reason I was in chaos, because the computer has basically had to sit open, because I don't want to fucking put it back together, pardon my language. I don't want to fluffing put it back together until I have everything in it. So I figured out that they actually installed the CPU, the little brain of my computer. They installed it Intel style, which I am an AMD person, and it was definitely installed incorrectly from the start. And because I had gotten a refurb, I didn't have the bracket pieces that usually come with your motherboard and your cooler. So my cooler failed. I'm replacing the cooler. They sent me the new cooler. Mm-hmm. They didn't send me the brackets. So I had to wait for the cooler to come in. And then I had to basically fight.
Wait. Stop.
Yes.
Stop. How the fuck did they send you the cooler, the AIO cooler, and no brackets? That makes no sense.
They expected me to have the brackets from the old cooler. However, that cooler came pre-installed. So I got none of the hardware except for the hardware that I harvested, which is the screws.
They never told you that.
Yeah, no, I know, Ranma. I know. Okay, so for anybody who's not computer nerds, basically the cooler to keep my computer's brain cool died. Okay, so my computer's brain was getting over 114 degrees Celsius, which is not good for silicone. It tends to melt computer brains. We're not looking for melted computer brains here on Anime Jam Session. So I had to have them send me a new AIO. And then they tried to, unfortunately, kind of gaslight me to say that I was wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about. And I had to go through like 3 people in order for them to give me the bracket that was in their own manual to fix my computer. Needless to say, I will be working on fixing my computer tonight after the podcast wraps up. So that's how my week has been, Ranma. How's yours?
Mine was good. I'm probably going to join you on Skype just to kill time while you do that. They'll give me something to do. Because let me say this. When my Corsair cooler, when it leaked, I sent them everything. Do you know what Corsair did? They sent me a brand new cooler in the box.
Yeah. And I got this brand new cooler in the box. However, when you're transitioning, for anybody in the computer sphere, if you're learning this for the first time, welcome. Hi, I'm a technology enthusiast. When you're transforming from using the M22 model to the 120 model, it does not include the brackets for an AMD mount. And that is something that is a known problem via NZXT's own words.
I would assume it doesn't come with the brackets because you're going to use the existing AMD
They
bracket.
assume that you already have them. They assume that you already have the brackets from the other cooler. However, I did not.
No. God.
It's okay, Ranma.
Yeah.
It's all right. We can talk about this later. I don't want to get us off topic.
Fine. Sounds good. Perfect. All right. So my weekend day has been okay, except for the fact that I injured my leg again.
What did you...
I injured my leg the same way I injured it the last week.
Oh, jeez.
But this one was more my fault. Okay, for those of you who don't remember, 2 weeks ago, I pulled a muscle in my leg while working out. That whole week, I walked it off and it was fine. So I go to the gym doing low impact work as per my trainer. He asked me if would I be able to do certain things like shin sprints. So I went at my own pace and I felt that pop again. Like not a pop, but like a twinge. So I walked it off, did it again, felt that twinge, and I totally stopped. So that turned into a muscle spasm. I went over to urgent care that Sunday and they said, "Oh, you'll be good in about 2 weeks." So I'm like, that's fine. So they gave me medication for it, so it works.
I mean, all you really need is a banana smoothie, right? By Family Guy's laws of medicine. If you have a leg cramp, all you need is a banana smoothie.
Oh, good Lord. But also, as we're gearing up for Zenkai-Con, stuff has been coming in. Like, I ordered the brand new business cards. They'll be here in about a week. I have a new flash for the camera for low light photography, like when I'm covering the when I'm covering the masquerade or the formal, because the top speed light doesn't give good lighting, And I went out and invested into a 7-inch LCD screen to attach to the camcorder, just so, whoever is working the camera with me, they don't have to stand up or arc their neck up looking at the little 2.5-inch, 3-inch screen. They can just look at the large 7-inch screen and know that the camera is still on focus. So I will probably be testing that whole setup out later, make sure I have the right mounts and stuff. So, that's basically has been my weekend day. And yeah. So now we're going to get into housekeeping. And also, that reminds me, I have to check my email. I'm expecting another package that was supposed to come last week, but FedEx delayed it. So it's supposed to come today. So I am looking up this email and just seeing if it's on its way. Because it says it's supposed to be arriving tonight. So I'm checking. And it got delayed till tomorrow. Oh, FedEx, you lazy bastards. Anywho, let's get back to the main thing here. Housekeeping, if it'll actually update. And there we go. Don't forget, you can catch every episode of Anime Jam Session going back to last year, also on YouTube, youtube.com/Anime Jam Sessions. Just click on the playlist, Podcast VODs, and you'll see all of our episodes there. If an episode's not there, there was an issue with the video, so I apologize. And don't forget to swing by the VOG Network Pro Shop at vognetwork.com/shop. Cool shirts, any merch in that store helps us independent podcasters to keep things going and keep the lights on. And we have our updated convention list, and might as well just read this off. I had another convention here, but I'll add that later. I'll just announce it as we go along. So don't forget, Zenkai-Con, March 25th to the 27th in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Castle Point Anime Convention, April 30th to May 1st, Secaucus, New Jersey. We also have CloverCon, May 15th, East Brunswick, New Jersey. Is that right, Mako? Or is it New Brunswick?
Don't think that's East Brunswick.
Okay. It's over there somewhere.
Yeah, let me look. Bridgewater.
Okay, Bridgewater, sweet. Bridgewater, New Jersey. Shikari Con, run by our own talented Wild Spice. August 20th to the 21st, Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. And RetroCon, September 24th to the 25th at the Greater Philly Expo Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania. All right, and now that we got that out of the way, we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk about more of our geekier aspects of our lives that we did last week, and we will share some cool geek stuff. Mako-chan, you kick things off while I go handle some business.
Okay. So to complete my little figure set, this is the Tenchi from the Toynami figure set. So you can see that he actually comes with little sword Tenchi. So yeah, there you go. That is the full 3 doll collection. So yeah, again, it's got the Pioneer on the box, the Toonami logo. So it is a legit doll. And yeah, so now we have finished the collection, and now we get to go on to other things. Other things being whatever the hell I pull out of the box next.
Are you telling people you're pulling stuff out of your box?
Yes, I have been unpacking my box.
Oh, that's nasty.
Also, I got a bottle of the Starlight Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
They say it's space flavored.
Yeah, does it taste like raspberries?
No, it's actually like it's supposed to have a cooling sensation, which it kind of does. And I've heard that the zero sugar one has a lot more flavor than the regular sugar one, but I can't drink that one because it'll give me headaches. But this one, it's not bad. It's supposed to be kind of like a vanilla fruity flavor mixed with the Coke. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say different things for it. And it kind of has like a cinnamony kind of...
I kind of taste it like a caramel aftertaste of sorts.
From like I think the closest one that I heard was a cinnamon toast crunch Coke.
Ooh, yeah.
That's kind of what I get.
Okay.
What I remember reading about the description was that they were like, Coca-Cola released the like frame of thought for like the soda, and they said it's supposed to taste like looking up at space next to a campfire. So you're supposed to get like toasted marshmallow, raspberry, and like a few other flavor notes that people were assuming. But space is actually scientifically proven on a molecular level to taste like raspberries. So I wonder if that is a note in it or not.
I wonder if they actually knew that when coming up with this new flavor.
That would be really cool if they did, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everybody that I was reading the reviews, everybody had a different experience on what kind of flavor it gave. But it does have a cinnamony kind of flavor, but it's not like a sharp heat cinnamon. Like it's a nice sweet kind of like baked cinnamon flavor.
You said baked. Sorry. But I will...
So yeah, I mean it's kind of like a caramelly cinnamony toast crunch kind of like sweet dessert mixed with Coke.
You know what? I bought a bottle of that. It took me 2 days to drink it, probably because I was tired when I got home. You know, I drank half it through, the rest in the fridge. I had a caramel taste to it. And I almost bought another one today, but my vice is mango flavored drinks and sodas, so I bought a mango Pepsi.
Oh, how was the mango Pepsi? It looks really, really good.
It's really good. If you've ever had like the vanilla Pepsi Pepsi
Yeah.
vanilla. It's the same flavoring and taste except for vanilla. It's mango, meaning
Oh, that sounds really good.
meaning it's like it's a nice equal blend for your taste buds. Whereas if you remember vanilla Coke, remember Coke has a lot more sugar and
Yeah.
and carbonation than Pepsi, so it was like rough going down. Whereas the Pepsi version was very smooth, so it's just a nice smooth taste, you know.
Yeah, I haven't been able
Smooth
to find the
jazz.
mango Pepsi or the Coke coffee in my area at all.
I-
Or even
Yeah,
the
I've been
Starlight
looking
Coke.
for the mango Pepsi. I've also been looking for the berries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Okay,
Berries and cream. Berries
okay.
and cream.
I think the Rite Aid by me has the mango Pepsi. So next time I come out your way, I can grab a couple bottles of that. As
Okay.
as for the other ones, I have not been able to find it. It's like I can't find it in New York City, but if I just go over to Newark, I can. It's like right there. God damn it.
Yeah, I
As-
tried both of the new Dr. Peppers. No, both of the new Mountain Dews.
Mhm.
And I wasn't really impressed with either one of
Wait,
them.
there's new dew.
Well, there's the watermelon
Oh yeah, I had that
and
one.
the one that tastes it's supposed to be like a pink lemonade kind of.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with
You-
either one of them.
You know what I really miss when they had the pineapple dew, because it tasted. It was like, you know how pineapple has that tart aftertaste to it.
Mm-hmm.
The Mountain Dew one did not have that at all. You tasted that pineapple 100%, but there was no tarty aftertaste. You know, it was less crisp. You know, it was like, wow. You know,
Yeah, Mountain Dew Spark. It's a raspberry lemonade.
well,
And I was not impressed with that. That one, I did like that one better than the watermelon. The watermelon, I was not impressed with at all.
I was about the watermelon one. I tried the diet one purely by accident, and that was like really stronger than it needed to be. So, all right, now that we got that out the way, so I'm continuing, to binge on anime. I've caught up with my Dress Up Darling and a few other titles, and I want to show off a present I got from a listener of the show. So, my memory is kind of foggy on this, but we were chatting about snow globes, and they had gotten a Sailor Moon snow globe, and we were talking about it, and they decided to get me a Sailor Venus snow globe.
Cool.
And now they're on the trail to collect all 6 of them.
Awesome.
It makes me think of like the Dragon Balls of Sailor Moon. Are you going to make a wish when you get all of them?
Could you imagine the Sailor Senshi trying to go after the 7 Dragon Balls?
I mean, I'm sure there's a crossover somewhere. It's been 30 dang years.
Mm-hmm. Which is why our opening theme was an homage to 30 years of Sailor Moon. The opening theme by Voca Panda, who sang Moonlight Densets in Japanese and Tagalog. I thought it was really nice. And now that we got that out the way, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of some news. This last part is kind of sort of last minute. It kind of happened last week, as we were talking about it. But I decided to throw it in here just in case if you hadn't heard. We have an update on the Yaoi paddle situation. Basically, Kickstarter has pulled the fundraiser for it due to intellectual property violations. That's basically the long and short of it. Henry Al is still fighting this, saying, it's not theirs. And Hendane is like, it kind of sort of is. But as the story goes, somebody gifted the paddle to Hendane. They took the paddle and ran with it and started selling it. The original person who made them was going to go to Hendane. They were going to buy the rights off of them, but that never happened. So, and right now it's still down. And as far as I know, they are still trying to fight this. There hasn't been an update on their official Twitter since March 3rd. Granted, there are a couple of people tweeting that they wish they had gotten one when they had the chance, and this person wants to do a Kickstarter and bring them back. No, do not bring these back.
Yeah, no, this is not something that needs to come back.
I can understand if it's like if it's like an acrylic picture or something like that, something to put on display or something like that, that's fine. This, no. There is a reason why, 99% of all conventions have banned yaoi paddles, okay? Just because you are going to be responsible with it, that does not mean the other person who buys it will. I have seen people just get hit by them for no apparent reason because they thought it was funny. No.
And on top of that, if you really want one for yourself, go buy one from a wood burning company. Like, go buy a single one for yourself, get them to do it, but don't bring them back. There have been too many cosplayers. I myself have been hit by them. And people need... Convention goers are not adult enough to have these.
Look, Ichigo, to back up your point, the same con goers are complaining about us older folks who are in our 30s and up, complaining about the fact that we're at their conventions and we are too old to be here because we're going to groom them. No, my darling, no. We are here because we were here 10 years before y'all were even a thought in your mother or your father's eye. We are at conventions so that y'all could be at conventions. That's basically all it is. So stick that in your pie hole.
I mean, honestly, if they wanted all the 30-plus-year-olds to not exist at their conventions, okay. You don't have 90% of conventions that are going on right now, friendo.
Exactly.
Enjoy your lack of Comic-Con, anime conventions, geekdom in general, and how it's advanced in the last few years and why you have a more accepting safe space. There are those that came before you and suffered. And I'm not saying, like, obviously, coming from a place of privilege or whatever, but, like, barring that, coming from a place where I was a very small little shy geek and having a space that was safe, like, it has developed. It has taken time to finally age to a point where it is a safer place for people to be who they are at conventions. So
yeah, basically. And in our chat room here, Ronald421 says, these paddles have caused so much damage. Somebody hits me with a yaoi paddle, that paddle get planted upside their head. And Slime Boy says, some people don't get consent or boundaries and you give them a paddle? Heck no. Yeah. You got to think about that. The same babbies who want the paddles are mad that older people are at their conventions. Please understand, some of us older folks are actually running the convention, so you have a place to be for the weekend. Shut up.
And on top of that, too, though, is that the way that the guy handled being told, no, you're not allowed to make these paddles was very childish.
Yes. The thing is, if he had gone with a different font, Hendane wouldn't have said a damn thing. Maybe that's what he should have done. Anywho, enough about that, because if we don't, we're going to be on it for the rest of the night. And Mako-chan is gonna fire a bullet and catch me right in the eye, so we can't have that. So let's.
Yeah, some of us like our sleep.
Sleep? What's that?
Yeah, it's that thing that makes me not want to kill you.
There's a lot of things that makes you not want to kill me.
No, it's sleep.
Mm.
You can usually tell when I don't have enough sleep.
Sometimes. So let's talk about the big news that popped up while we were streaming last week about Funimation and Crunchyroll. Hello, neighbor.
So we had assumed, and it looks like we are assuming correctly, that with the merger of Funimation and Crunchyroll, that something was going to happen on the streaming end. And it looks like it is true. So Funimation, which serves millions of anime fans in over 52 countries and 10 languages, is unifying under the Crunchyroll brand. So this is going to also include the subsidiary Wakanim, as well as Crunchyroll's VRV, to create one subscription service for our anime fans worldwide. What this means is that the tons of shows and movies from Funimation and Wakan will begin arriving on Crunchyroll, so you'll get more dubs, more subs, more everything. That includes titles available now like My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, and Yo-Yo Hakusho, alongside favorites like Cowboy Bebop.
Just call it Jobless Reincarnation.
Yeah, Jobless Reincarnation, all under one subscription. So it also means that series that are upcoming for spring will also be coming to Crunchyroll. Moving forward, Funimation will only add new episodes of continuing series, which means Funimation users will want to move to a Crunchyroll account as soon as possible. That's why now, as a welcome to the new Crunchyroll family, those that are part of the Funimation and other streaming services are getting a deal of 60 days of Crunchyroll Premium for free. Anybody that is already signed up will start getting those emails with the unique link redemption offer. So what does that mean? That means that Funimation and Crunchyroll combined will be the home of the largest anime collection streaming available worldwide. That includes Japan. Because Crunchyroll also adds in things like K-dramas and shows from other countries. So we're looking at a huge streaming service. It's just too bad that the apps on both services suck balls.
And I want to get into that real quick. I will straight up say it. Crunchyroll, your app is a piece of shit. Seriously. Especially on Xbox One. Series X, not so bad. Honestly,
go back to the 90s in a bad way? Crunchyroll website.
You mean all that bootlegging anime?
Yeah, it literally looks like a pirating website. Oh my god.
Yeah. Look, I mean,
technically that's what Crunchyroll started as.
Exactly. I would have preferred it to go the other way around, because honestly, I think the Funimation name has a better brand recognition than Crunchyroll. That's just me personally. But if this is what they're going to do, so be it. Update the freaking app. Just take the Funimation app, slap some orange paint on it, and just put Crunchyroll on there. I mean, hell, when you go into the Funimation app, it already says Crunchyroll, and it has the mascot up there, you know.
The thing is, both apps are very behind the time. They haven't updated their apps in forever.
Wait. Funimation just updated their app in November, December. And that update
it still sucks.
Maybe for you, you know, but I get it though, because I hear from people the Funimation app is atrocious and the Crunchyroll app works better. I mean, to me, the Crunchyroll app looks like as if they took VLC and just slapped a Crunchyroll frame on it.
No, VLC operates better, but I mean, the site, don't hurt VLC. Don't come after my VLC babes like that. But what it makes me think of is the freaking meme where the car salesman, but in this case it's the Crunchyroll mascot, slapping the Crunchyroll logo and saying, "You can fit so much anime in this bitch."
No. You know what? Give me a Winamp powered skin for Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. It really whips the anime ass. God. Anywho, or maybe they'll figure something out. I'm just glad that Sony owns Crunchyroll, and hopefully they actually moved all that content on better servers That's all I really care about. Also, I only have to bum one subscription now instead of two. I haven't removed the Funimation app, but it's just still there till they're like, you can no longer log into this or something, you know. And Cedar Berry says VRV is pretty good, though I wish you didn't log me out monthly. Also on Chromecast, though I missed the heyday of everything being on VRV, including Shudder and stuff. I have a feeling VRV is going to get shut down as well. It's going to just be like one. So
that's what it's going to come down to. Is everything is going to be under Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will say, the subs on Crunchyroll are a lot better than Funimation's. That I can tell you. It just, honestly, watching subtitled anime on Crunchyroll makes you feel like you're watching a fan sub, especially when they like translate certain buildings in the background and stuff. But could you at least translate the music, like the theme songs and stuff? That'd be nice.
And it's definitely starting to feel a little bit like, if anybody gets the drift of, do not pass go, do not collect $200 in the streaming circuit at this point. So like, if it happens in the future, I wouldn't be surprised.
Exactly. And now that we got that out the way, we're going to talk about FullMetal Alchemist. I'm probably one of the few people that actually liked and enjoyed the first movie, the first live action film that came out a few years ago. And
no, I enjoyed the live action. They took liberties with it, and I think some of their artistic abilities they just that didn't translate. But it wasn't bad for what it was.
Yeah. I honestly felt that they put too much into the 2-hour time limit, or wherever the time was. They could have added another 15-20 minutes and split this in half and just flushed a few things out. But other than that, it was good. This is basically, the live action film is basically this. If you don't know the series, watch the anime. Doesn't matter which one you watch. Watch at least the first 15 episodes of the anime, then go watch the movie. That way you understand what the hell is going on at that rapid pace. So
I don't even think it's the first 15.
Well, if I remember correctly, it got all the way up to got up to May's death, I believe. Anyway, it's been so long since I've watched it. I know it's on Netflix, so maybe this weekend I'll watch that with Ghostbusters Afterlife. But in recognition of its 20th anniversary, we're going to see a two-part sequel to the FullMetal Alchemist films. According to reports out of Japan, the first sequel will come out on May 20th, and it'll be called FullMetal Alchemist Scar the Avenger. The second film will come out June 24th, and it will complete everything, and that will be called FullMetal Alchemist The Final Alchemy. But you may want to check out the first film before diving into these two. The first film came out in 2017 under director Fumihiko Sori, and it adapts the first few arcs of the manga by Hiromu Arakawa. Back in 2017, the director said there was going to be sequels, but no one had heard anything about it since then. Some thought it would be shelved due to the pandemic, which was not really true, but they're just waiting for the manga's 20th anniversary. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to, and I definitely cannot wait. And maybe if we're lucky, we'll actually get a second follow-up movie from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable. That was also pretty good.
I really liked the live-action JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mostly because I don't like the art in the animated.
Right.
But I like the story. So to have the story translated into a live action, I actually was able to tolerate.
Okay, next up is Jump Festa 2022.
Yeah, for those of you who are Shonen Jump fans, which I'm sure is a lot of you filthy nerds out there, Jump Festa 2022 event is to be available with subtitles for a limited time. Shueisha shares archived footage from the December event to YouTube until March 21st. You may have seen the coverage, but if you wanted the experience of watching the major beats of Shueisha's Jump Festa 2022 event, you'll get your wish starting 2 days ago,
Mm.
Shueisha announced plans to share archive footage with English subtitles on their official YouTube channel for a limited time. So from March 7th to March 21st, they will be airing this. And this marks the first time that Jump Festa was made available to fans outside of Japan and covered a bunch of special guest appearances across 15 titles from the famed Shonen Jump library. Manga stage events will also be available to view, and the particular shows that the stage shows will be available from are Spy and Family, Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, World Trigger, Boruto, Naruto: The Next Generation, Prince of Tennis 2, Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Platinum End, World's End Harem, Demon Slayer: Kimetsu no Yaiba, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, My Hero Academia, and One Piece. Jump Festa 2022 was originally held on December 18th through 19th, 2021, delivering a ton of big news from trailers and start dates and just a lot of other stuff. And a lot of the series covered were Bleach, 1,000 Years Blood War, TV anime, to more about Spy and Family anime. You can definitely check an overview of their announcements. And Shueisha noted that some content may be unavailable in certain regions or territories, so you'll have to check on their YouTube page what goes live and what doesn't. But yeah, in general, you can go and check out their YouTube channel, and you should be able to see some really cool stuff.
I actually started on World's End Harem because I heard how full of fan service it is, and I was reading on Facebook today, like one of the new episode coming out, or it's already out. 75% of the screen is just blacked out in the episode with all the fan service, and I'm just like, okay then. And I'm watching the first episode. I'm like, well, okay, so where's the fan service? And I'm starting to realize all these animes that were fan servicey, maybe to me it's like, oh, this just seems normal, so there's no reason for me to go crazy over fan service. So, it is what it is. Might watch episodes 2 and 3 tonight, though. All right, don't do that. All right, here we go. And on a sad note.
Fuck cancer.
Exactly.
So voice actor Kirk Baily passed. He was 59. He passed of lung cancer. He had multiple roles in anime, including Knives in Trigun, Shin in Cowboy Bebop, Tetsuya in Fushigi Yugi, and Garmazabi in Mobile Suit Gundam. However, I knew him best as Kevin Lee, also known as Ugg, from Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah. I watched Salute Your Shorts whenever I was at my grandparents' house in Jersey, so I caught a few
I
episodes
loved
here and there.
Salute Your Shorts. I thought it was a really funny kind of camping niche series, and Ugg was a very entertaining, like he was the adult with all the kids around, trying to keep them in line. So he was definitely a good comedic adult comedy relief in the series, and it's just sad that he was only 59 years old, and had a lot of not only live action but voice actor roles under his belt. And unfortunately, cancer sucks. Fuck cancer.
Exactly. # fuck cancer. But I think he'll definitely be known more for Knives and Trigun.
Yeah, I think Knives and well, I mean, I was obsessed with Shigeyugi, so I knew him as Tetsuya. But yeah, it's just like knowing. There's just he does not look at all like he did when he was on Salute Your Shorts. So that was a little weird to see when they were showing more modern pictures of him. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many voice actors and people that are part of the community that
Yep.
are coming down with cancer, and it's a very horrible thing, and I don't think enough is being done to try and find what needs to be found to do something about it. So fuck cancer.
Agreed. All right, and we're gonna go on to something a little bit more uplifting here. Um,
Yeah.
tell
What's
them
up?
about.
There are reasons I knew I liked Bandai, and this might be another one of them.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know Bandai, they are basically a company of multimedia as well as the maker of many Gundam kits. Needless to say, I'm a big fan. Bandai is raising all full-time employees' salaries by roughly 30%.
Ooh.
Giant robot toy maker gives workers giant raise to boost motivation, with one possible catch.
Here we
Over
go.
the past year, people in Japan have winced as company after company announced that they're raising their prices of its products or services. On Monday, though, there was an announced increase that's producing smiles instead. And it comes from Bandai. As part of its midterm planning announcements, the Japanese toy maker said that it will be raising the salaries of new employees entering the company directly after graduating from university by roughly 30%. Like many Japanese companies, Bandai offers a standard contract to new workers in that demographic, and the new system will bump their monthly salary from about $1,950 a month to up to, sorry, I have to do the math in my head. So it's about 224,000 yen up to 290,000 yen, which is an increase of about 66,000 yen or 29.5% a month. This isn't some vague timeline virtue signaling PR stunt either, as the new compensation system goes into effect just 2 months from now, coinciding with the spring start of the Japanese business year and Bandai's 2022 recruits starting work. You can't suddenly raise salaries just for new hires without severely upsetting the members of your existing workforce who got leapfrogged, though. But that isn't an issue here, since Bandai has also announced that from April it will be raising salaries among its 1,500 current full-time permanent employees by an average of 27%. As for why the company is feeling so generous, it says the salary increases are part of its effort to boost employee motivation and energize the workplace. Hey, American companies, maybe look at this. Maybe a little bit. Many Twitter users have been quick to applaud the move by the company. That's all that plastic Gundam model kit money flows back to, with comments including, "I'll be honest, I'm totally jealous. I hope other companies see this and quickly follow Bandai's example." Totally different from other companies that ruin workers' motivation through salary cuts. I bet job hunting otaku are typing up their applications as soon as they hear about this. However, while Bandai employee salaries are going up, they may or may not end up making more money than they did under the old system.
Taxes.
Along with boosting motivation, Bandai says that one goal of its new compensation system is to stabilize workers' income by making their salary a larger portion of their total annual earnings. As for what the other part of that ratio is, it's common for large companies in Japan to pay sizable bonuses to employees twice a year when the company is doing reasonably well. Basically, annual income structure can transform, like the head of an RX-0 Unicorn Gundam. While Bandai hasn't explicitly said that it's doing away with the bonuses entirely, the company's press release specifically states that it is raising the ratio of monthly salary as part of annual income, which definitely makes it sound like the bonuses will be harder to come by under the new system. That said, bonuses are never guaranteed anyway, and are sometimes skipped by companies during times of recession completely. So having the extra cash built into their set salaries is still a plus.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I actually I converted it. So 290,000 yen a month equates to about little bit over $2,500 a month. So basically, you'd say about $1,250 every 2 weeks, about $6 and change every week. So that would probably be about maybe $19 an hour, give or take, or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Depending on where they live. Obviously, if you live in a city, it's going to be more expensive. But considering now in rural Japan, you can buy realty super cheap.
True.
But it just depends on where you live. But it sounds like they're moving towards the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, as an employee, would want a more stable income anyway than having these chance bonuses that you really never see. But in Japan, it is a pretty common practice that the company, if anybody has watched Agretsuko, like when the company is doing well, you will do well. And that is why in Japan there's a lot of company loyalty, but it also has its own toxic sides too.
True. And and I'll say, my current job, I honestly feel I'm getting paid more than what I should get for the type of work and the role that I'm in. But I'm not complaining. What I'm making is that's more than enough for me to get up every morning and go to work, and I really enjoy my job. So, and meanwhile, 1 Russian ruble is not even worth the value of the paper that it's printed on. It's equal to 8 cents on the dollar. I give it another 3 days before it's equivalent to a nickel. Enough about that. Let's move right along because there's already enough people talking about that. So, and our last story of the night is in regards to Bandai yet again. We're going to get the Gundam Metaverse. And right now, Mako-chan is picturing herself as Duo Maxwell piloting Death Scythe. Aren't you?
I want a live action Gundam Wing.
See?
I want a live action Gundam Wing.
So,
but they can't be 14. They have to at least be 18.
Fair enough. So, here's the deal. Bandai Namco Holdings is going to spend 15 billion yen, which is about $130 million, to create a metaverse with the Gundam characters from its franchise. This move, which was announced last month, comes as businesses ranging from tech giants to automakers increasingly turn to virtual platforms to boost their revenue, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic fired up demand for people to connect remotely. Makes sense. The Mobile Suit Gundam Metaverse is set to incorporate games, videos, live music, and other content, and will link to physical sites operated by the Bandai Namco group of companies such as gaming arcades and plastic model shops. A concept video was showing users' avatars enjoying concerts, communicating with each other via automatic translation, and purchasing Gundam plastic models to be delivered to their real homes. Since debuting as a television series in Japan for the last 40 years, Gundam's tales of spacefaring, sword-fighting robots have gone on to captivate new generations of fans worldwide. That's really cool. The Gundam Metaverse will be a mechanism for us to be more deeply connected with the fans, as said by Bandai Namco's president Masaru Kawaguchi, adding that the company plans to create a metaverse for other franchises down the road. Okay. Looks like we're going to have a Dragon Ball Z metaverse too. Okay. It will be possible to connect intellectual property-specific metaverses in the future, as Kawaguchi said. Kind of reminds me of a fully 3D Jump Force type thing. That's going to be kind of cool. BNE, Bandai Namco Entertainment, is responsible for the group's digital business, will run the metaverse project. The unit has been pushing to improve its computer graphic technology and data analysis as it develops video games. Managing director of BNE, Koji Fujiwara, also known within the group as its chief Gundam officer, the CGO. I like that. due to his long experience in the business of producing plastic Gundam models. He will be responsible for consolidating manpower and commercial resources from across the group to promote the project. Computer games has cemented their role as a place for people to connect amid the COVID crisis, in turn driving up the interest in virtual reality and metaverse platforms. The company has been promoting its business in the virtual space. B&E invested in the U.S. avatar creation startup Genies back in 2020 as it looked to learn about the space, as well as producing a series of NFTs of its popular Pac-Man game character in 2021. Seriously, stop with the NFTs. Just stop. Bandai Namco has not given specific forecasts on how far it expects the Metaverse project to boost customer numbers or lift average revenue per user in its Gundam franchise. The company's medium-term management plan plans to tout an operating profit of 125 billion yen on the sales of 1.1 trillion yen on a consolidated basis in the 2024 financial year, up more than 30% in both categories from projections for fiscal 2021. The Metaverse will begin to contribute to Bandai Namco's earnings in fiscal 2025, the company said. The 15 billion yen Metaverse investment will also cover the creation of a database to consolidate Bandai Namco's group-wide customer data. So basically, it'll be Bandai Namco's answer to the Facebook Metaverse, but cooler. And now the theme song from Gundam Wing is running through my head. And now that we got that out the way, we're at the part of the show that y'all all really stick around for. Meanwhile in Japan. And I guess I will go ahead and take the first story then, huh?
Well, Ichigo knows I like my weapons.
Yeah.
So.
You always have a penchant for sharp, pointy things anyway.
I do.
Mm-hmm. So here it is. First thing, a Kyoto city official was arrested for bribery with an old-timey gold coin. Wow. Kyoto is considered one of Japan's richest areas of history and traditional culture. Loaded with century-old places and customs, even the Starbucks is historical in the city. It's a reputation that the city takes so seriously, it appears that even when their officials become corrupt, they make sure it's done in a classy, traditional way. On March 1st, Kyoto Prefecture Police charged Atsushi Kubo with bribery for accepting gifts in exchange for his influence as the director of Kyoto City's Children and Youth Support. This department handles child welfare cases in the city, and in March 2019 was conducting an audit of a nursery school. It was regarded that Kubo stands accused of accepting a gold watch valued at 450,000 yen from the chairman of the Seva Welfare Association, which oversees preschool facilities. The chairman was also charged with bribery, but in an ensuing investigation, police found a koban that they believe was also gifted to Kubo by the chairman for dubious reasons. Now, a koban is a traditional Japanese coin. It's oval looking with symbols on it. I'm going to see if I can post a picture in the chat here so y'all can definitely take a look at this and be like, wait, what? Okay, let's open this up. Let's see if it'll appear. Yep, that's it right there. For those of you who are listening on the podcast, it's somebody holding a koban coin. It's round but ovalish, flat with lines around the sides, and kana right down the middle. That's a koban. And not for nothing, I would not mind owning a couple of those, like duplicates, like paint on ones. That's just to have, because I think it's pretty cool looking. So, anywho,
it just makes me think, go off, No Face.
And I'm also reminded, from playing games like Gambare Goemon, where these were the coins you picked up in the game, so that was really cool. Okay, so it is said that the Japanese historical dramas, you might hear these coins referred to as the Yamabukiro no Kashi, or bright yellow sweets. which is a cliche euphemism for koban when used as a bribe. In such scenes, the coins are discreetly placed in a box normally used for snacks given to people as souvenirs. Even though koban are no longer currency, they're still made of gold and carry quite a bit of value. In this case, Kubo's koban is estimated to be worth several hundred thousands of yen, which is thousands of US dollars. So it's serious business, but the fact that such an old-fashioned bribe was going on in Kyoto, of all places, made it hard for netizens to not poke fun at it. Hearing comments such as, "What year is it? Tell me you put it in a box of Yasuhashi. Forsooth, my lord is corrupt." In Kyoto, this is the only acceptable way to bribe. Why a koban? It's got to be harder to get a hold of than cash. This has been known to happen in Japan from time to time, during the Edo period. The legal proceedings in this matter are still in the early stages, so it's unclear what the fate of these two men will be. However, Edo period law will likely dictate that they get face tattoos for their transgression, and they do always say the punishment should fit the crime. As for the rest of us, I guess the lesson to be learned today is whenever someone offers you bright yellow sweets in Japan, you might have a life-altering decision to make. Well now.
I would like a bright yellow sweet.
You cannot has.
I
Can
want
we
one.
have it to pay homage to the demon that has been released from that cracked volcanic rock?
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
heard about
in
that shit.
2022.
That's just nuts.
Yeah, who had Demon being released for their bingo for
Your
2022?
Chaos Apocalypse Bingo, we call Demon Coming Out of Cursed Rock.
I sure as hell didn't.
I mean, thankfully there's scientific evidence behind it, so those of you who are superstitious can kind of rest easy, question mark?
Yeah.
That's
Rita
freaking
Repulsa
nuts.
sure is happy.
Oh, God.
Okay, so unfortunately, Japan has decided that crossbows are no longer legal.
Poor Hawkeye.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm going, guns were illegal, but crossbows were fine. What the fuck? So, yeah, as of this March, people in Japan will need to figure out what they're going to do with their crossbows. Because in the middle of this month, crossbows as well as pistol-type bowguns will become illegal to possess. This revision to Japan's firearm and sword control law was announced last June, giving owners one less summer, autumn, and winter to spend with their bolt-slinging weaponry and to make any necessary preparations for the shift to crossbow-less lifestyle. So come March 15th, they will have to turn their crossbows in unless they apply for and are granted a license to continue owning one. Licensed applicants must be at least 18 years old, not have served jail time within the past 5 years, and undergo a background check. The revised regulations also specify that licenses can only be granted to those seeking authorization for target sport shooting or commercial industry use, such as licensed animal control. And that permits will not be issued for display or collector purposes. While it may sound odd to essentially say you can only have a crossbow if you're planning on shooting it a lot, the reason for this is likely to prevent any single individual from stockpiling crossbows and to make sure that they're only in the hands of people with a legitimate need for them. Owners not applying for a license can turn in their crossbow to their local police station with no fees involved. The ban was prompted by an increase in crossbow-related violence, authorities say. Under the revised laws, unauthorized possession of a crossbow will result in penalties of up to 500,000 yen, which is about $4,300, and up to 3 years in prison.
Woo.
There is a 6-month grace period for owners waiting for their license application to be processed, but Japan's National Policy Agency says that firing the crossbow without a permit during this period is obviously prohibited. Even loading a crossbow without a license is illegal during the grace period and will incur a fine of up to 200,000 yen. The exception are for crossbows that fire arrows with a force of under 6 joules. The National Police Agency has set up a special crossbow power page on its website that shows how to estimate the weapon's level of kinetic energy based on its size, draw weight, and arrow speed. But it really seems like the sort of thing you should double check in person with your local police station, especially if it's been a while since your last physics class. So meanwhile, who the hell has a crossbow?
Hawkeye.
No, Hawkeye does not have a crossbow. Hawkeye has a regular bow.
He might have a crossbow too, just in case.
No, he does not have a crossbow. He has a regular bow.
Oh.
Daryl has a crossbow. But considering the state of which Daryl uses his crossbow, I don't think this law applies to him.
Linkle has 2 crossbows, but again, that falls under the Daryl rule.
I'm just like, I'm so confused on how you can say we're not gonna have guns and guns are banned, but fuck it, you can have a crossbow. It's perfectly okay.
I wonder if it's related to the historical art of archery in Japan.
Well, even that I don't think would be. I don't think a crossbow would be included in that.
No.
I think that would be. But I mean, they're saying that for sports reasons and things like that, you can still be able to use these. And I'm assuming that everybody that is part of zoos or animal control is going to have to get a license for their dart guns. But I'm so confused on how certain weaponry is perfectly okay and other weaponry is just like no. I was like, where do you draw the line on the fact that we've talked about knives, like little knives and axes and things like that, having people arrested because, what are you using that for? It's a fucking paring knife. What do you think I'm using it for? But, here's a crossbow and you can go ahead and use that and have no issue up until March 15th. Have fun.
And we've got some comments in the chat, like Slime Boy saying, can one walk around with a regular crossbow? No, in Japan, usually walking around with anything that looks like a weapon is going to get you stopped by the cops. They are very pro-conservative whenever it comes to anything like that. And Siada Beery's lovely little quote that had me in a chortle. I don't have a crossbow, but that's because I treat it kindly.
Okay, I don't know the reference to that one.
Oh, it's because
it's cross.
Cross is angry.
Oh, terrible. TRBL, terrible.
You are in the shame. Shame.
No. There's no shame. It was just terrible. It was a good one, but it was just terrible. It's a dad joke. Okay, that was a dad joke.
I mean, I have to say that, the few things about living in this country that I enjoy is that I can collect my weaponry. I don't want to use it. I don't need to use it, but I like to collect my sharp, pointy objects. And yes, I actually do have a cheap-ass crossbow, and I have a blowgun. And, I like to collect these weird-ass things like that. And I know that in other countries, I would have to give everything up, and I'd be very upset. But I still don't understand.
Okay there, Mako Croft, okay?
It just makes me think of, like, y'all, we know, and we, like, kind of get excited when we see all the people, all the cute little Japanese people, that they collect their, like, fake food, and they have literally rooms that are shrines. But then you think of the weaponry otaku, and you just have to imagine their room full of guns. And that's not kawaii desu.
Another thing, Slimeboy said, no more vampire hunting in Japan. Well, yeah.
No, you just have to go old school with, the wooden stakes.
And all
And
the
swords so far are still okay.
See, this reminds me, up until recently, in the state of New York, you could walk around with a samurai sword or a bokken. But you will get fined if you had a pair of nunchucks on you, okay? Because according to the law, nunchucks are considered loaded weapons. I wish I was making this up. I wish.
No, wait. The nunchuck law was rescinded.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I know that they were making jokes that Michelangelo would now be okay to be using his nunchucks.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me it's okay for me to walk around with a wooden sword and a metal sword, but I get in trouble for holding two sticks that are glued together with a small chain? Sure.
Well, you can walk around with a freaking sword, but you can't walk around with a knife blade longer than the palm of your hand. So figure that one out.
That is really weird.
I am not going. I'm not raking my brain over that one.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think is if you filled the nunchucks with something, like a spy movie, you just have like a nunchuck with a tiny gun in it. I don't know. Moving on from one terrifying thing to another, though, for anyone who is afraid of mascots, I do apologize. I know that those people in big suits can be quite scary. However, Osaka wants to know, which of these three terrifying characters do you want the mascot to be of Osaka's World Expo? A lot of eyes, a very few eyes, and that's the public opinion poll. Planning large in-person events remains dicey as a proposition in Japan, and the situation seems to be gradually getting better, though. And most people are optimistic that by the time 2025 rolls around, the pandemic will finally be completely over. It'll be different. But so preparations are proceeding for Expo 2025, or the World Expo that's to be held in Osaka. Some of you may remember previous discussions of the event if you've been keeping up to date with Japanese cultural events. And specifically, its official logo, an irregularly shaped blood red ring made up of eyeballs that reminds the Japanese public of anime monstrosities and video game bosses. Also biblical angels. It's a little bit biblical. Some of you relax, it's just an image, so any pulsating motions you see are all in your head and nightmares for later tonight. You're welcome. Fortunately, in addition to the logo, Expo 2025 will also have an official mascot character. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I hadn't seen these yet. And the organizers have narrowed their field of candidates to Foster's imaginary friends. Down to 3 finalists. Unfortunately, the candidates are all based on the logo, and it's debatable if they're any less disturbing. Currently, they're just called Candidate A, Candidate B, and Candidate C. Though, what? Why? And no, really, why? Seems like they would have worked just as well. The Japanese government's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry revealed the 3 finalists this week and is asking the public to submit their opinions through its website or in its tweets thread. So far, the voice of the people in Japan is best encapsulated by responses such as the following. You want my opinion? Okay, they're creepy. Every single one of them is nasty. This is what you're using our tax money on? My kids won't be able to go to the bathroom by themselves at night after seeing these. Candidate C looks like some sort of parasite has infected Cookie Monster's head, hijacked his central nervous system, and is now hungering for human flesh.
Oh my god.
I looked at all three, and none of them are suitable. They're all so bad that they'd be off the bottom of whatever scale you could evaluate them on. These are disgusting, like aggressively disgusting. Overall, commoners seem to find the too many eyes to be more off-putting than not enough eyes, as candidate B and C have gotten the most negative feedback. Aside from the excess peepers, the contrast between the red ring of eyes and the blue body makes it look like they're both in the process of mutating. Although one, and only one, commenter did say, "I like B. Its mouth is cute." On its website, the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry asks respondents how well they'd feel. Each candidate represents Expo 2025's themes of designing a future society of shining lives and experimental site of the future society, as well as conceptual keywords for the event such as taking on the challenge of approaches that no one has tried before. That last one, at least, is one of the candidates fit to a T. The opinion survey will be going on until 5 p.m. on March 10th, though the ministry clarifies that this isn't a mascot election, merely a way to gauge public reaction, which will then be one of the factors used in deciding which character to go with. And if you haven't had a chance to check out, the article is posted here at the chat in twitch.tv/Anime Jam Session. Yeah.
That reminds me of a couple of webcomics I've seen where it shows this guy on a date and he's saying that he didn't think he'd be out with someone such an angel as this person. And I'm looking at the image, I'm just like, huh? Then I'm like, oh, biblical angel. Never mind, you know?
Oh, yeah, okay, you get... You're just getting that comic now. I'm glad I was able to take that.
No, I caught it right then and I caught it already,
okay.
But it's like that reminds me of when I first saw it. I was like, oh, you know?
But yeah, I definitely agree with the very detailed explanation of candidate C, the Cookie Monster, where a brain parasite is hungry for human flesh. Definitely zombie vibes. And the first one, candidate A, looks kind of like it's from Monsters, Inc.
I can see that.
Mike Wazowski.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. Shall we wrap things up?
Yes, indeedy.
All right, I just need to send this along to somebody real quick, and then we can transform and roll up on out of here. So, all right, I'll move the rest of that later. So, what a show! What a show! Okay, where's my tracks? Here we go, and boom. So, if you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're just basically telling you that up front. So, yeah. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We are here to believe you. And don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcast, our links to our YouTube page, links to our Facebook page full of convention photos, anime reviews, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplay interviews, editorials, so much more at animejamsession.com. And don't forget to check out our show on various podcasting sites and apps such as Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you can check out your podcasts. We are available there. And don't forget to follow us on our social medias at YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Anime Jam Session. Follow us on those so you know when we're going live, when we have new articles going up, photos, videos, and much, much more. Down below is our tip jar, links to our Stream Elements page and our Ko-Fi page. If you like what we do, throw us a couple of bucks. We greatly appreciate that. And bits, cheer us on. We appreciate that. Subscribing to our channel as well. We appreciate all of that as well. And auto hosting, I believe it's making a comeback. So auto host us. We appreciate that. A little help goes a long way. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Mako-chan.
I am looking forward to this weekend. I'm going out to dinner with some people on Saturday. And then Sunday is Pokemon Community Day, so I get to play video games all weekend.
Last words, Ichigo.
I'm gonna go build my computer and then clean up my room so I can have other mechanical objects, as I'm much like Washu in my science laboratory.
Last words from me. I got a taste for some chicken, but you know what? I think I'll just make some popcorn and just watch Ichigo build her computer and call it a night. So I think that is it. End of list. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. I'm looking at the calendar real quick just to verify things. Yeah, definitely next week. Wild Spice will be with us, and we're going to do the same thing all over again with Ari. There'll be 4 of us, and I believe Wild Spice will be with us at the end of the month where we talk about Zenkai Con. So I think we're done. We're going to get up on out of here. So I'm Ranma.
I'm Mako-chan.
And I'm Ichigo Gami.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Night.
Jamatane.
Say goodnight, Mako-chan.
Good night, Mako-chan.
Perfect. Awesome. See you next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressioned on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!